Seekers, this is Mr. Pfeiffer here. I'm doing another episode. This is my niece, Lydia. She's going to be helping us out today, okay? And we, the two of us, discovered this in this backyard that we're at right now, okay? We went here on a family holiday, and we discovered this. Lydia, what is this thing?
A nest.
It's a nest? And what can you tell me about? Where does this come from? What made it? Those are questions that a good scientist would ask.
Birds.
Okay. All right. And do we think that it was a big bird or a small bird?
Small bird.
Small? Let's look at the and this is something we would do as a scientist. We use observations to explore and observe.
I think it's still in his egg.
Well, this is my hand and this is my thumb. So look at how big my thumb is. Do you think a big bird or a small bird would make a nest like this size?
A big bird.
You're right. I believe, and this is what we call an inference, is I believe this was a big bird that made this nest, at least bigger than normal, okay? And you know why? Because the nest is big, so the bird has to be fairly big too, right? Now, what's the function of a nest? Why do we use nests? What would a bird use for a nest?
So it can lay his egg, and so it doesn't hit the hot. It might be hot.
Okay, so for sure, birds do lay eggs, and they have their eggs inside of there's the baby. So a bird would lay eggs in what we call a nest.
There's the baby.
Now this nest is already empty, so it means that the bird is left already, and they're not using it. Usually in a season, Lydia and students, it's Mr. Pfeiffer here, when you have a nest, the birds will create the nest because they're scavengers. So you see how this is made with mud and hay. The bird will go and pick up, look at how like symmetrical everything is. The bird will pick all this wet grass up that's dead or scavenge anything. Some birds use litter. Did you know some birds actually use the candy wrappers and litters that you throw away to help make their nests?
No.
Yeah, some do. And these birds go ahead and create this nest, but after they lay their eggs and after the babies are born, they usually fly away and they don't usually use the same nest.
Well, usually babies don't fly.
Yep, and little birds, just like real babies, will chirp though when they're first born, and they will cheep. And they actually can't leave the nest. They have to wait, and the mommy has to go and get all the food and bring back the food, and they spit it out from their mouth, and you'll see the little birds like tweet, 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 and they'll have their beaks open.
And then they spit it back in.
And then they spit the food into the baby's mouths. You are correct. That's very true. And that's a survival strategy.
It gets bigger and bigger and bigger
until it gets bigger. And then what eventually happens when the babies get big?
It might be bigger than it.
And what happens eventually when they get too big for this nest? What do you think the babies do?
Watch over them.
They do, and you know what they end up doing? Is they fly away. So once they get big enough and they've learned, they can jump off the nest, and the first time they jump, they kind of learn how to fly by falling, and then they have to fly off and learn how to fly with the mommy, and the mommy takes them off to just go and explore and be a survivor in nature.
The baby goes on her back and fly.
Oh, that's a good hypothesis. That's a prediction and an educated guess, right? So you think that the baby jumps like a piggyback style?
No, I think she goes right here and then she jumps right on.
Well, you know what we're going to do right now, and what you guys at home should do, science students, is you guys should Google how babies in their first flights, all right, to see how they look when they first jump off the nest. And we'll see if they jump on the mommy and fly on their back, or if they just jump out. Awesome.
All
right, you want to say goodbye? Bye, Science Seekers.